Hello and welcome to Young Christian Marriages on Higher Logic. Please, if you're new, subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell so that you get notified of our subsequent uploads. Today we are going to be dealing with the question, how do you handle or how will you handle a situation where the will of God is not your spec? God has spoken to you about a particular damsel, or a man came to you and then God revealed to you that, this man is your husband, but then he is not your spec. He's not what you envision in a man. He doesn't have the physical looks of what you in a man or in a woman, or he doesn't even have the character, the kind of character that you prefer. Okay, how do you handle that kind of situation?
I'll begin by saying that you have to be very sure, first of all, that you know the will of God. And one of the ways that I teach young people to help identify the will of God when it comes to relationship matters, you should have a verified source through which God speaks to you before you start thinking about marriage. Because when it is time to get married, that verified source through which God speaks to you is going to be the same avenue through which God is going to reveal his will to you. Now, there are two schools of thought as regards finding a life partner. The first one says, since the day that Adam complained to God, that is the woman that you give to me, that led me to disobey you. From that moment, God took his hands away from finding a wife for a man. And then he says, whosoever finds. So he leaves a man to go and find. The second school of thought says, God is still in the business of giving people their life partners, their spouses. So I shall be answering this question out of the abundance of my own testimony. Not in any way saying that the way I found my wife is the ultimate. There are still 1,001 ways you could find your own life partner. But since this is a platform where we want to help you unlearn what is wrong about marriage and relationship and put you in the right frame of mind, I want to say to you that it is advisable for you to subscribe to the second opinion and the school of thought. Proverbs 19 verse 14 says, house and riches are inheritance from fathers, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. So that's the school that I belong to. And I checked up the meaning of the word prudent. It means a woman that agrees with you. A woman that agrees with you. So only God, from this scripture, only God can give a man a woman that agrees. Because when we talk about God giving you a woman that agrees with you, it sees beyond the noun. So 3 reasons I will plead with you to allow God choose for you. Number 1, because you don't know a man's tomorrow. You don't know a man's tomorrow. People change in marriage. Like he said, every man has embodied inside him a fool and a king. There is what can make a pastor today become a wife beater tomorrow in marriage if the circumstances arise. 2, people change under pressure. People change under pressure. Somebody that is calm, gentle, and so lovable today can become a tiger tomorrow in marriage when there is pressure, financial pressure, pressure of childlessness, and the likes. So when those pressures come, people can change. And God knows the end from the beginning. He knows what is awaiting your marriage. He knows who has capacity to handle you when you come under pressure, who has capacity to stand with you when you come under pressure and start responding to the pressures. And then thirdly, it is safer to be content-driven than container-driven when trusting God for a life partner, because only God can give someone who agrees with you both now and in the future. So with these points made, I therefore round off by saying, If you get convinced about the will of God and the need to allow God choose for you, if God eventually chooses for you and you confirm that that's the will of God, even if the person is not looking like your spec now, if you know the value of the will of God, hold on to it and dive into the marriage, because the will of God always proves itself to be worth it.
The burden is to learn, do everything it will take you to establish a track record of God speaking to you. And then that is how you can even know the will of God in the first place. And when it comes, there should also be reliable voices around you. Marriage is between two persons, but the stakeholders that will make marriage work is more than two persons. We are talking about as in the voice, verifiable, trustable voices that can speak to you and confirm what you are picking as God speaking to you. And when you know that that is the will of God, jump into it, head over head, jump into it, because that is all. What exactly are you defining as the will of God, as spec? Like he said, people can change. The person that is very tall and slim now, that can't walk now, his style of walking is a cat style of walking. Situation may change, and then he may begin to walk tomorrow like an elephant. Elephant walk. So in that time, will you labor to reverse the procedure? And then secondly, battles, there are battles in every marriage. Learn that one now. Almost every marriage have a debt or a credit that must be paid. If the father is into some form of practices, it is likely that, well, there's no time to talk that because of the many questions that we have. But what I want to say in essence is that there are battles in every marriage. And one of the reasons why you must prioritize the will of God is that anyone that God is leading you into, it doesn't mean you will escape battle, but that is the kind of battle that you are even sure that you can survive. Because it is not, no matter how powerful you are, it is not every battle you can survive. Was this man not a warrior? The one that David sent to the hottest part, instructed that they should send him to the hottest part of the battle, Uriah. Was he a weakling? Did he die because he was a weak man? He was a fighter, he was a warrior. But where they took him to, the war there was more than his strength. It was more than his capacity. It was more than his military skill. So it consumed him. So there's a marriage you will go into, the war, the battle there will consume you. You can't even survive it. If you like, even if you pray 21 days, it may not be able to. So that is one of the reasons why the concept of the will of God is concerned. And for those that ask whether you can see your wife or a partner in dream, the answer is if that is the pattern through which God has been speaking to you over time. God has not been speaking to you through dream, and then suddenly when you want to marry now, you begin to see people bringing cake to you to eat, putting rings in your hand. It may be an aberration. So establish a track record. And in addition to the things that we have said so far, one of the things you should begin to work on now as a project is praying for long that God should open. In addition to praying that God should put the law of kindness on your tongue, He should pour grace on your lips, and all those things, ask Him also to open your ear and open your hearing receptacles. Thank you.
Wow, that definitely deserved an applause. Most people do not understand that whatever God gives you is what you need. It might not be what you want, but it is what you need. And if you stay with it over time, there's every possibility that you can make it into what you want. That is what God is giving you. If God will bring two people together, it means that those two people need each other. They are compatible with each other. It doesn't matter what spec you have in your head. Now, God can never be wrong. That is what we should know. God can never be wrong. If anything we fail, it is because we human beings allowed it to fail, because we lacked the required wisdom to be able to make it work. That is why it failed. God can never be wrong. If God brings somebody your way, that person is what you need. And if you stay, you're gonna discover eventually that it was what you wanted that you never knew that you wanted. You thought you wanted something else, but really this is really what you want. Kudos to Reverend Gabe Itodo. I respect him. He's a marriage counselor. I respect him a lot. Thank you for watching today's video. Please tell us what you think in the comment section. If you have a question, let us know. Ask your question in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. Like this video, share it with your friends, share it on your status, and subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you in the next video. God bless you.